What if I told you you could buy products you already need every day and get paid 50% profit every 120 days without recruiting a single person? No, this isn't a fantasy. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll either call this the smartest financial decision of 2025 or you'll wish you found it sooner.
I mean, it is a massive claim, right? But as someone who has been inside this system, I can tell you it is completely shifting the paradigm.
Okay, well, real talk, I am highly skeptical. Usually when you sit down in one of those folding chairs at a hotel conference room for a business pitch, you know exactly what dream is being sold.
Oh, absolutely. The leased pink Cadillac, the luxury cruise, it's all flash.
Right. It is always about immediate, highly visible status symbols just to recruit more people. But today, we're doing a deep dive into Eco Global International, and their system, which they call transactional business, completely flips the script.
It really does. It transitions the conversation from selling an illusion of wealth to offering a mechanism for true generational stability in the African market.
Yeah, and we are going to tear down the mechanics of this system today to see if it actually holds water. As a newcomer to this, my mission is to pull this engine apart piece by piece, while you, as the experienced member, can hopefully make it make sense to me.
I am fully ready. And to understand the Eco Global plan, we have to start with the problem it's trying to solve.
The reality on the ground.
Exactly. I mean, let's be honest with you. Traditional jobs and conventional investments are really failing people right now, especially across African nations like Nigeria.
Yeah, inflation is just brutal. It eats away your purchasing power daily.
Right. And Africans are actively searching for legitimate passive income. They need vehicles that actually work. Eco Global's stated vision is literally to improve the quality of lives of Africans by offering a completely different model.
Okay, so let's get into that model. Make it make sense to me. What exactly is a transactional business? Because the brochure says you can join at packages ranging from $15 all the way up to $1,000.
So here is the core difference from everything else you've seen. When you join with one of those packages, you receive 40% of that value in real, tangible products.
Wait, hold on. Only 40%?
Yeah, just 40%.
So what happens to the 60% of products you don't receive? This is what most people miss completely, I think.
Well, that 60% goes right back to the company. They retain it to generate sales on your behalf.
Oh, I see. So they do the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The company does the selling. You don't have to go door to door. And because of that corporate sales volume, every 120 days, you earn a 50% profit on your initial package.
Okay, so let's work out an example so you can follow along. Let's say someone comes in on a $500 package.
Right.
50% of that is $250. So they are earning $250 every 120 days.
Yes, and wait, I haven't even told you the part about the 3 cycles yet. That's where it gets crazy.
3 cycles.
Yeah, this passive payout repeats for 3 cycles. So that someone on a $500 package earning $250 every 120 days, that is $750 across 3 cycles on just one package alone.
Wait, $750 on a $500 investment? That actually ties perfectly into another massive structural rule I saw in the source material, the 600% capping mechanism.
Ah, yes, the cap. That is arguably the most critical structural safety net in the entire global ecosystem.
Make sure I have this right. The rule basically says that every single package has a hard earning limit of exactly 600% of what you put in.
Precisely. Let's say you buy the $125 package. 600% of that is exactly $750. The system actually provides a chart listing the maximum cap for every tier.
So I build my team, or the transactional cycles happen, and my commissions roll in. The second my total earnings hit exactly $750,
Right.
What happens? Do I lose my account?
No, your team and your position remain intact, but the financial spigot turns off. Your digital wallet pauses.
Okay, so how do I turn it back on?
To trigger the distributions again, you must take a portion of those profits and reactivate. You essentially buy a new package or pay that $125 entry fee all over again.
I have to say, capping someone's earnings sounds wildly counterintuitive for an MLM that markets financial freedom. Why put a ceiling on it?
Because if you don't, the business implodes. Real talk, if you look at how early binary multi-level marketing companies failed in the late 90s, they were completely uncapped.
Meaning early adopters just made infinite money.
Exactly. You had people at the top drawing massive commission checks every week, draining the corporate bank accounts, but they never reinvested a dime.
A slow-motion mathematical bankruptcy.
Right. The 600% cap is a mandatory economic circuit breaker. It forces velocity of money. It ensures your highest earners continually inject capital back into the company, keeping it highly liquid.
Okay, the math makes sense to me now. It keeps the lights on. But before I show you the actual numbers of how the network pays out, let me show you why this is different from everything you've seen before. It all comes down to the tangible engine.
The physical products.
Exactly. Because if the money is just circulating between members to pay for recruitment, it's a house of cards. It's a Ponzi scheme.
And this is not money circulating. Products back every single dollar in this transactional business.
And these are everyday consumable products. We are talking health, wellness, telecom, skincare, and their heavy hitter in the oil and gas sector, the Eco Fuel Saver.
Made right in the USA.
Yeah, but deployed in Nigeria. And I have to be honest with you, reading the claims on this fuel saver, my skeptical alarm bells were ringing.
Why is that?
Well, the literature claims it increases mileage for petrol and diesel engines, reduces pollution, and saves fuel by up to 30%. 30% is a massive claim.
It is a big claim, but you have to contextualize it within the daily African experience. We aren't just talking about commuting. We are talking about the massive, inescapable reliance on personal generators for daily electricity.
Because of the grid instability.
Exactly. Fuel costs are a disproportionately massive drain on a household budget. If a liquid additive can extend a generator's runtime by even 20%, it's no longer a novelty. It's a critical utility.
Okay, I can wrap my head around a generator. But here is where I really need you to clarify things from the brochure. They claim the Eco Fuel Saver can be used to treat cooking gas.
It can, yes.
And they claim it can save up to 80 to 90% on cooking gas. They have these visual diagrams charting how much longer a standard blue gas cylinder lasts. From a physics standpoint, saving 90% on combustible gas sounds impossible.
It's an incredibly aggressive marketing claim, I will grant you that. Without independent lab verification, we might view that specific percentage as hyperbole to grab attention. But look at the behavioral economics here.
Which means what, exactly?
Look at why they target cooking gas. It is not a luxury item. When money is tight, you can't just opt out of boiling water or feeding your family. It's a recurring stressor.
So you're saying even if it realistically only extends the cylinder by 15%, it's still a massive win for the consumer.
Exactly. It's psychological relief. It transitions the product from an expense to a yield-producing asset. That is the holy grail for continuous consumption.
It's like a cheat code for surviving inflation.
Real talk, it is. And that's exactly why they built out the health and wellness catalog the way they did too.
Oh man, the health products. They are not just slapping a label on a generic multivitamin. They are highly tactical.
They target specific everyday ailments.
Like the Eco Eye Cleanser. The brochure highlights it for itchy eyes, blurry vision, and conjunctivitis.
Which, in regions with high dust and limited access to affordable ophthalmology, is a brilliant first line of defense.
And then there is the Eco Pile Remover.
Yes.
I had to stop and think about this. Hemorrhoids. It's not exactly the glamorous product you expect to see on an Instagram lifestyle post.
No, it's not glamorous, but it is brilliant from a recurring revenue standpoint. It is a highly agonizing, very private issue. People want an at-home herbal treatment.
Right, they want to go to a clinic for it.
And because it's a chronic condition that flares up, once a consumer finds relief, they will permanently keep it in their medicine cabinet.
Same logic with their teas then. The Eco Roselle tea targets cholesterol, blood pressure, and diabetes.
Lifelong metabolic challenges that require daily management. You drink a cup every morning, and when the box runs out, you automatically buy another one.
Okay, so the products solve real problems, but the pricing strategy is what really caught my eye. In their official price list, they explicitly peg the US dollar to a fixed internal exchange rate of 1,400 naira.
The N1,400 peg, I cannot overstate how important this is. Currency volatility is the silent killer in emerging markets.
Because if the naira devalues against the dollar and you are importing products from the US, local prices would skyrocket overnight.
Exactly, demand would collapse. By fixing the internal exchange rate, Eco Global creates a stabilized microeconomy. It provides absolute certainty for the distributors.
And within that microeconomy, the pricing tiers are fascinating. Let's track a user buying that 50 milliliter fuel saver.
Let's do it.
The registration price, the cost to get in the door, is $12.50. But once you're in the system, your repurchase price drops all the way down to $7.50.
And the suggested retail price sits in the middle at $10.70.
Which is so weird to me. Usually, MLMs offer a discount to get you to sign up. Here, the door charge is the most expensive part, and the internal product is heavily discounted.
Because they are heavily incentivizing internal organic consumption, at $7.50, the fuel saver is a bargain. This forces the entire network to be genuinely product-driven, not just a bunch of recruiters who never use the stuff.
Right. Okay, so we have real products, stabilized pricing, and organic demand. Now, the passive income part is coming up next, and this is where the stockists come in. You'll want to hear this.
Yes, the stockist passive income is an incredible layer of the comp plan.
Before we get to the stockists, though, let's look at the bonus layers for the everyday member. The brochure says you get a 3% direct referral bonus.
Right, for anyone you personally bring in.
And then a 1% bonus on your second and third generation referrals.
Which adds up quickly in a binary system.
But mathematically, managing the physical delivery of all these little bottles across Nigeria has to be a logistical nightmare. Shipping costs alone would obliterate that 3% margin.
And that is exactly why they decentralize their logistics via the service centers or stockists.
Okay, break this down for me.
Instead of the corporate entity paying for massive warehouses and delivery trucks, they franchise the logistics out to their highest earners.
So what does it cost to become a stockist?
A standard service center requires a $1,000 package investment. But the apex of the system is the super service center, which is a $7,000 package.
$7,000. That's a huge investment.
It is, but it yields exactly 1,000 bottles of the 50 milliliter product. That is commercial level inventory.
Why would anyone take on that headache?
Because the passive income is staggering. The stockist passive income guarantees them roughly 4 to 6% per product pickup. A super service center earns a flat 6% of the product cost on everything moving through their center.
Wow.
Plus, they override an extra 1.5% from any standard service centers under them.
Oh, I see. It's like being a regional wholesale distributor. Corporate ships pallets to the super center, the standard centers drive over to pick up boxes, and everyday members walk down the street to grab their 2 bottles for the month.
It is a completely self-sustaining supply chain.
And every time a member repurchases those 2 bottles, it triggers the repurchase network bonuses.
The unilevel plan. This is the quiet heartbeat of the residual income.
Right, the brochure outlines an 11-level deep structure. You get 6% on level 1, 3% on level 2, 1% on level 3, and then it actually bounces back up to 2.5% on levels 4 and 5.
Which is a deliberate behavioral incentive to force leaders to reach down and mentor their newer members, rather than just ignoring everyone past their front line.
And it pays out 1.5% all the way down through level 11.
Exactly. And the company funds this by dedicating 26.2% of every 2 bottles sold strictly to this unilevel payout.
Which sounds like pocket change on a single bottle, but with thousands of people in your network, it compounds into massive residual wealth.
Now you're seeing the vision.
But this isn't even the craziest part. While the unilevel pays for your groceries, it's the long-term physical assets that really shock me. We need to talk about the generational wealth aspect.
The awards. This is where Eco Global completely separates itself from the pack.
So in the comp plan, there are these leadership phases. Phase 1 gets you $30 and a wristwatch.
A nice physical milestone.
Phase 2 gets you $100 and an Android phone.
Also great.
But when you hit phase 5, the rewards actually jump off the page. I'm looking at the brochure right now. Land worth $5,000, a solar system worth $500, and the construction of a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom house begins immediately.
Yes. Remember those early packages? The $55 package that gave you a 2-bedroom house design.
Yeah, I meant to ask about that. Am I just buying a PDF of a floor plan?
No. You are buying an internal classification. It locks in your eligibility. When you hit phase 5, that blueprint literally becomes a concrete foundation. They act as a fully funded real estate developer for their top tier.
That is wild. But even the house isn't the craziest part. The brochure says Phase 5 directors are awarded 1 hectare of land 15 plots dedicated to a palm tree plantation bound by a 50-year contract.
A 50-year agricultural contract.
Make it make sense. Why palm trees? Why not just hand the distributor a $50,000 check?
Let me be honest with you. Cash is fleeting. especially with inflation. The moment you are handed cash, it starts devaluing. It gets spent on liabilities.
Sure.
But land, highly productive, commercial agricultural land, represents ultimate security in the African market. Palm oil is an industrial powerhouse with guaranteed global demand.
So it's a continuously cash-flowing asset.
Exactly. By attaching a 50-year contract to a commercial crop, they are changing the pitch from make quick cash to build a permanent family estate. You are acquiring an asset that will generate passive income for your children and grandchildren.
It's legacy building.
Yep.
And they even throw in a 1-year HMO health insurance plan for a family of 5. They're completely replacing the social safety net.
They are operating in all areas of life, just like they promised.
So who is this for, really? Because it sounds incredibly complex.
The brochure speaks to this directly. It is for everyone. CEOs looking for asset diversification, civil servants trying to outpace inflation, students and unemployed individuals who need a highly accessible entry point.
Because you can start with just $15 or $30.
Right. It's inclusive, but the ceiling is a multi-generational estate.
Okay, so let's synthesize this. Eco Global is a hybrid model. It uses the aggressive speed of digital matrix placement, heavily supported by real-world, tangible products like the Fuel Saver and Detox Teas.
Driven by an unbreakable N1400 internal peg.
Right, and it funnels all that consumer cash flow into building massive, permanent African infrastructure houses and palm tree plantations.
But, and this is the critical warning, absolutely none of it works if the product doesn't move.
The single point of failure.
Exactly. The organic repurchase cycle has to survive. If the Fuel Saver doesn't work, the unilevel dries up, the stockists close, and the palm trees never get planted. The product must be king.
Which brings us to the close, and I want to make this urgent for you listening. Here's the truth. The transactional business doesn't need you to be a top recruiter. It doesn't need you to have a big network today.
No, not with the 60% corporate sales mechanism.
Exactly. It just needs you to start. The company does the selling.
Yeah.
You earn the profit. The question is, are you going to watch someone else benefit from this while you are still sitting on the fence?
You really don't want to look back in a year and realize you missed the wave.
So drop a comment below saying, I'm ready, and I will personally reach out to walk you through your first step into the Eco Global Transactional Business.
And if you are already in, share this with one person who desperately needs a financial reset in 2025.
Before we go, just think about this on your own. If a decentralized network of people simply buying fuel savers can successfully fund a 50-year agricultural cooperative, does this mean the next big public works project might not be funded by a government, but by a network like this?
It completely challenges our assumptions about the power of collective micro-investments.
It really does. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you the next one.